Welcome back to Squawk Box. Rick Santelli here with breaking news. You know, we need inventories. We know there's shortages in a variety of areas and sectors. Wholesale inventories expected to be up 0.5%, more than double that, almost triple up, 1.4%. This is indeed a post-COVID surge. And if we look at retail inventories, unfortunately, it's a bit of a different scenario. Expecting down just a smidge, but it's down 1.4. This is the worst level in terms of drops in inventory on the retail side since what, June? June of 2020, when it was down close to 3%. Now, granted, the wholesale that was strong, that's a preliminary number. It may get changed a bit. And while we're looking at the wire services, the advance read on trade balance, which gets changed, came in at minus $90.6 billion. These are huge numbers, but how much attention should we pay at this point? We know that there's a lot of issues with supply chains, and we also know that various COVID economies outside the U.S., of course, are having issues with exporting and importing. So these numbers have to get their GPS a bit better. Today's the second day of a Fed meeting, and that's what we're going to concentrate on, Joe. Any thoughts on the Fed today? You know, I found it interesting that most dot plots last month don't expect to do anything to 2024. Boy, they really have definitely used some Windex on those crystal balls, I think. What do you think?
I think it's the age-old argument we have about what really constitutes inflation and what really causes it. What are the root causes? Can we just write off commodity inflation because it's not wage price inflation? I don't know, Rick. How you can call something transitory when it just seems like we're doing everything to sort of resurrect inflation. We're doing all that we can. Now, we haven't been able to, and globally it's been tough for years, but that doesn't mean that we can never be on the cusp of something like the 70s again, which not a lot of people remember. There are a lot of people on the show today that were describing the Reagan years that were born in the 90s, Rick, so it's amazing. But it helps to have if you haven't studied history, it helps to actually have been through it. I mean, could it happen, Rick? Could we have 8% inflation?
You're talking about history. Let's harken back about 8 years to the taper tantrum. If I do recall, we've seen our current chairman say on multiple occasions, I'll give you plenty of advance notice on when we're going to taper or stop QE so, we won't get this huge market reaction. If you tell traders, they will trade. It's as simple as that. You cannot push the pin in the balloon and think the air is going to come out when it's as full and inflated as it is. I think that the Federal Reserve needs to understand the way markets work a little bit better. They always trade first and ask questions later.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.